And we are back for another live episode of the Kingdom. We would like to welcome our guests, live and not live, from across this beautiful country of ours and across the border. Anybody out there who's listening to the show, we're glad to have you here tonight. YouTube, Rumble, Vita maybe might work tonight. We'll see. We got a bit of a scrambly one. We've had some audio issues, but it seems like we're good to go. So, good show tonight. Happy to have you here. And we'll see you in exactly 30 seconds for a big What Is Up from Drummy.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kingdom. As always, my name is Drums, and I'm joined by the brothers behind Kngdom, Regan and Jordan Headley. As we always do, we send it up north first. See what's going on with our boy Reg. Reggie, what's going on? You slinging beers lately or what?
I haven't been, no. I was at the brewery today, though. Just as I mentioned, I wouldn't go another episode ever without having some obsoletes here with me. So I got two different ones I'm going to be drinking on the show tonight.
Nice.
I'm actually I'm rattled. We've talked about how it affects your. Did I say testosterone when your favorite sports team is winning or losing?
Yep.
The Jays have got absolutely embarrassed 3 games in a row by Texas in probably the biggest series of the year. I feel like I'm beat down to about a foot tall right now.
And you've gone limp dick.
I'm rattled. And we got absolutely shit kicked in the Ryder Cup on the weekend on a team that I captain.
Things are going good?
I don't know. But other than that, man, I don't know. I've been eating good. I've been working out. I've been exercising. But then everything goes good till the Jays game starts at 6 every night. And then all of a sudden it's just like,
hey, how's your ice bath going?
it's good, man. It's so cool.
Do you still use it every day?
Oh yeah. After every workout, I go shower quick and then go down there. How long do I go for? 3 minutes.
It's good.
By the end of it, Easton's been doing it. Like I usually do it at either lunchtime or else after work. Easton's been doing it every morning, like religiously after she works out at like 6:30. Man, it is dark and cold at 6:30 these days. Like I don't know how she's been doing it, man. It's like I'm impressed. We don't even have to use ice right now. It keeps it so cold through the night.
What, like outside? You just keep it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what we're gonna do in the wintertime, but
that's on my docket for coming up right away too.
Yeah,
grab one of those.
So sweet. Okay, so these guys, I'll just touch on it quick. They got a couple new cans out. That this one's actually for sale at the brewery now. It's called Music Machine Sour, and like I said before, it's all the stuff that's obsolete now. They make different drinks out of it. So they got it's actually the brewer's wife that does all the designing. They're a pretty sharp looking can. So this one's a blackberry, blueberry, coriander, raspberry, and strawberry ghost. So it's called a fruited ghost, and it's like it's sweet and salty, and it's like a German sour. So it's my favorite sour that I've ever had, and I buy quite a few from LC. But anyways,
so what do you mean? They use obsolete stuff,
like stuff that's no longer in existence,
like for their themes,
like a music machine.
Oh, gotcha. I think
and then like
we're using some expired shit in the juice here.
No. And then I'll get to the next one. I can't even really show you guys the can because it was just it's called Hourglass Kolsch, but an Hourglass they don't really use anymore. So this is a coffee Kolsch. It's like unbelievable.
Like
exactly coffee. Because the can's kind of it's one from the back, so it's not really.
Jorio.
Not what they put out.
What's happening in Rossman, big guy?
Top of the evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, lots going on, baby. Lots going on. It was a hectic day today. I was in Regina this morning. I'm here tonight. Crazy day. Going to Brown tomorrow for the Blue Chair Invitational. Saw Delhi today. Actually, I popped into Russell Subway, Tim Hortons Esso there. Saw a smart electric truck in the parking lot. And I was like, oh, maybe Dell's in there. So I look over, he's sitting in the passenger seat eating lunch.
Him happy?
No, he was with the guy. I think his name was Ryan or something. I don't know. I've never seen him
Oh.
before.
He's so funny running to Happy and Dell.
Yeah, I know. So it was good to see Dally. Big weekend ahead, biggest weekend of the year, arguably. But other than that, just happy to be here. We got to have a short one tonight, though. We're got to keep this to just over an hour, I think. So we'll try to keep her strict. A little bit scrambly today. No real agenda tonight. I got some questions for you guys that I came up with on the way home today. So a bit of a surprise. You guys have no prep for that. It'll be interesting to hear your answers. Nice. And I feel like I had 10 more things to say, but we'll keep things rolling here, Drummy. What's up in Brandon?
Not much. Me and Luca went to the driving range after supper today. I've learned that I cannot just get one bucket of balls because I maybe hit 3 and he hit the entire bucket 10 feet. So it's just like completely useless. But other than that, yeah, same thing. Big weekend ahead, Blue Chair, amping up, got to get ready, got to get focused, got to get in the right mindset. We got to bring another one home.
Yep. Drums is 1-0. He's one of the very few.
You guys are on the same team?
Yep.
Nice.
Team.
Although I got shit kicked in the singles last year.
Who beat you?
Marty.
Marty.
I was quite hungover. Could barely hold the club. Hands were shaking like this. It was tough. But
there's you forget about how that Sunday is after 2 days of drinking. I guess you guys don't play Sunday, do you?
No, just play Saturday.
Friday
was a big one last year, apparently.
Well, Friday we do 36 plus a horse race from 5:30 to 2 a.m.
Start drinking at 5 a.m.
Right. I like just in terms where you drink 2 nights in a row and then you got to play Sunday, man. Like those first couple of holes, like trying to chip and putt, like your arms actually like they don't even work.
No.
Like they just don't work. It's unbelievable. I don't know, but I guess some people just have supper and go home. So probably the normal thing to do. Or I'll stay out till 2 every time. But
I don't want to jinx myself, but I think that this year I'm going to try to keep things a little more under control than usual. Not that I get out of control.
I have to.
I'm just such a yeah. Why do you? Because you're pops.
Well, I was last year. True. Slept in the parking lot last year.
Nice.
I'm the worst hungover golfer on the planet, and it's like I don't know. It's different if you're just going out for shits and gigs and having a round, like whatever. But you know, and not this is overly serious, but it's something that I look forward to all year, and I just hate playing bad in it just because I'm a dummy. You know, self-inflicted shit. Yeah. Just like obviously, I'm gonna have probably a bazillion beers on Friday, but maybe not stay out till 3 or you know. So that's the plan, anyways. I'll keep you guys posted to see how it went next week. That's one thing I was going to say, actually. We did hit 500 subscribers on YouTube today.
Boom. Let's go.
Nice.
So that's a pretty big, pretty significant milestone, I think. For the first probably year and a half of the show, I think we had like 30 subscribers.
And shit.
And then we kind of started posting some videos, shorts, different things like the old head stuff, and obviously the podcast, and hit 500. So big milestone today. I still would encourage anybody listening to this. Obviously, the nice thing about YouTube is we can have this live chat here. Usually there's people in here, but Rumble is way better. And if you're listening to this later, not live, watch it on Rumble. Even though we got quite a few subscribers on YouTube, Rumble's a lot easier to watch on, and you can kind of flip in and out of it. You don't have to be on the screen the whole time. Well, I know how short.
That's tough about YouTube.
Yeah, people's attention spans are pretty low these days. So it's hard to flip in and out of a video back and forth. So Trail Rumble, we're on there too as well, King Golf. So yeah, that's that. Reggie, or do we have any non-golf housekeeping first before we keep things moving? None.
Sorry.
You guys golf on the weekend?
Non-golf related.
Yeah. Yeah, any housekeeping stuff. Or
Did you
golf
see
related.
Did you see Mexico's aliens
Yeah.
today?
Nuts.
Those couldn't
Do
have
you think
looked
those?
more.
I know, right? Like, pulled some shit out of my kid's bedroom that looks the same.
They looked exactly like ET. Like,
Hilarious.
I don't know. Pretty weird.
But just it's absolutely insane that a government is legitimately saying these are aliens. Like,
Yeah.
it's just fucking mind blowing. Even if
It
you
is.
believe it or not, like, I don't believe that those are legit, but
Yeah, I don't believe it either, honestly. Seems like a psyop. Everything's a psyop nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys golf on the weekend? What did we do? Where was I?
the hell did I do this again?
I golfed for sure. Oh, we had the glow golf.
Go, yeah.
Played Birdle. What a course. Was very
It's
impressed.
beautiful, yeah.
I was very impressed with how the greens were. Like,
Birdle's a great course.
yeah. Some cool holes, some good views. The greens were honestly, like, I'm not just saying this, they were one of the better greens I played on this whole summer. They were big, they were receptive, they were in very good shape, and they were pretty true to putt on. Not too sloped or anything, but I feel like Rossman, if you could transplant those greens to Rossman course would improve by like 10. Even though, like, there's only a couple greens at Rossman, they're like really, like
Mickey
one's
Mouse.
not great. Yeah, one's not great. 8's not good at all. Even 7's, they're just kind of like
Or
weird.
shitty.
Yeah,
And they're
Five
tiny.
Five shitty. 5's awful.
yeah.
It is. If they would
Five.
use the front side, the front part of the green every now and then, that'd be good. But that back side, it's not
Agreed.
even real.
That par 3 dogleg par 4 before the par 3.
No, before that.
The one
One
before
before
that.
that,
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
that, along the road where you could drive it.
Yeah.
And then the pin's always at the back and it just runs past the pin off the green.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Whatever.
Berta was good course. People there were awesome, really friendly.
How'd the tourney go?
Tourney was really good. It was cold, like damn cold. Yeah,
She gets cold at night now.
that's one thing we didn't consider because this year we did it August long and it was perfect weather. The year before that was August long and it was chilly, but it was still like 10 days earlier. So there, 10 days in September is quite a difference for daylight and temperature wise. So, but people had fun. Everybody's drinking. There was some some home brew kicking around, so that's always
Nice.
always a good
That
time.
warms you up.
Warms
There
you
were
up
some
pretty
good carts.
Some really good carts. Yeah, it was fun. Then drove to Regina after that, so I didn't get to bed till about 5 a.m. pretty much. So it's a long night. But yeah, then played in Regina too. Went out with Derek and Justin and
Woozy?
yep, and Trevor.
Nice. How far does Bozak hit it?
Yeah, well, he got in a car accident this summer, so his shoulder was kind of bunged up, but he was still hammering the ball. Yeah, he got T-boned on the highway.
Oh my
Yikes.
god. I didn't know that.
Neither did I. So I guess he's been rehabbing it. They were in Bandon and he played a little bit of golf there, but yeah, he still hits it 50 yards.
Oh, he didn't. Shit, he was looking.
He didn't
forward
get to
that
play
trip.
in
So he
Bandon?
didn't get to play the whole time, or no?
Yeah, he played. I just don't think he was close to 100%. So
Oh man,
Shit.
I've never seen. I said that before when we played in the springtime. There, I've never seen anyone hit it that far before.
yeah, no, and it's not like he swings that hard either.
No.
It was a good match. We played a really fun game. It was called
Yes, that's the one we played.
Scotch.
Scotch is so fun, man.
Yeah, I think maybe we should talk about that later in the show because I think it's worth people knowing about. Because I was just like,
Yeah, I think we should do like a feature where we should talk about it first just to get all the rules down. Or do you know them all good?
Well, I'm pretty fresh in my head right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's go.
I don't know.
Well, okay. Let's do it right now.
Pluck it.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. So the game is called Scotch. And my favorite thing about it was that it keeps you involved from tee to green, from before you hit the ball to the last putt. Every hole, you're involved. So how we played it, and I'm thinking this is the only way to do it, is 2 versus 2. We played cart versus cart. We played it handicap, so we got a couple strokes on them. But the premise is there's 8 points available for every hole. And we played $1 per snip. So you know how you play like lefty righty, you play snips. We played $1 a snip, and there's pretty much 8 snips up for grab every hole. And there's 4 categories. So the first category is closest to the pin in regulation. So the closest person to the pin, like in regulation, gets 2 of the snips, 2 out of 8. One of the categories. The second one is if you make a birdie. So if anybody in the group makes a birdie, it has to be a natural or a true birdie, though. It's not handicapped. So that's another category. If anybody makes a birdie, you get the point there. And then the third one is lowest score. So whoever's the lowest score in the group, they win that category. And then the last one is combined score for the team. So 4 categories, the closest to the birdie, the low score, and the team score combined. And there's a thing called an umbrella where if you win all 4 of those, which is if you make a birdie, there's a good chance that you have an umbrella.
Your partner's okay.
Yeah, and your partner's okay.
That's what we kept yelling that day.
And so for an umbrella, you get $8, but it times by 2. So then you win $16.
From 2 guys, it's $32. Like it's pretty good.
Well, we didn't play it like that. We did like one per person. So it's 8 total, but 4 per person.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's how we did it too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it sounds pretty confusing, but it is actually a lot of fun.
Oh, it's so much fun.
And there's a couple different components to it too. So you kind of keep track throughout the way of how many points each team has. So say like we won the first hole and we had 6 points, we'd be up 6-0. And so we would tee off first. And so that's an advantage for the other team because they have the opportunity to roll the other team. And so if we both, say me and Reggie are on a team and Drums and Dal are on a team, if me and Reggie are up, we hit first and say we're both kind of in trouble or, we're both out of bounds. Even one, yeah. Then the other team can roll us and then every point doubles from there.
Yeah, I wondered how we were getting to 32 each, but that's how.
Right. So if somebody rolled it and then there was an umbrella, then it would be worth $32.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you start yelling like, "You guys got a putt for the umbrella," and you just start yelling, "B!" and then you roll it in. Yeah, it is. I had so much fun that day.
It was.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one you got to play. Other than you explaining it, like there's a lot there, right?
Yeah, there is. You got to have one guy or 2 guys that know what's going on.
Right, for sure. Is that what we're playing tomorrow?
I think, we're going to try that tomorrow. I don't know who's golfing tomorrow. Anyways, we'll talk about that after. But that was Scotch. Played Aspen Links, which was a really interesting course. Greens were really good. Kind of some weird stuff going on there, but brand new clubhouse, brand new simulators in there, brand new restaurant. There's a daycare out of there. Pretty cool stuff.
We've done quite a bit since we took it over.
That's in Regina, that one?
White City, so it's east of the city, about 20 minutes.
Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I played there actually.
Oh, yeah. So Cam asked call roll before the second guy's hit. Yeah, so if me and Reggie were on a team and we were both out of bounds, that's when they have to roll before you tee off. And then
it gets interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and then if say me and Reggie are both out of bounds and Drums and Dal roll us, and then Drums and Dal go out of bounds too, or they're in worse shape than us, then we can actually re-roll and then it doubles again.
It's kind of like golf in that aspect.
So is that kind of the same as like pressing people?
Yeah.
Wolf, yeah.
Yeah. So just
What
different
does it say?
slang.
Will.
It's the same idea.
What's it called in Wolf? Will bounce?
Well, you
No,
just,
I forget too.
doesn't matter.
I don't know. It was just double up, wasn't it?
No, it's called like will. Oh shit, doesn't matter.
But yeah, so you can roll, you can re-roll. But yeah, that's what kind of keeps it fun because if you're behind, you're gonna have the chance to roll people, the other team every hole, pretty much till you catch up. So you basically just wait for them to make a mistake, and then you roll them, and then all the points double. So you have a better chance to catch them back up to them. So I mean, at the end of it, we played 2 versus 2, 18 holes. It was kind of back and forth the whole time, and I think we ended up winning like $20. So I feel like it could get really out of hand, depending if somebody's having a bad day or something. But
Or if you're playing for more than $1.
yeah, it sounded like $1 was kind of the low end of things. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that $2 snip kind of money. Chaz is in the house. Good to see you, Chaz. What else we got, fellas? Anything else? We got Cockrell. He was busy. Right behind Rory.
He's got lots going on. Yeah, had a bit of a
Squeaked
tough
in.
weekend, but yeah, that doesn't tell all.
You had a
of
great,
it's cool. He had a
great
great
Saturday.
Friday.
Was it Friday or
Friday.
Saturday? I can't remember now. Yeah.
Friday, because he was 1 over the first day and then 6 under the second day.
Right.
Oh yeah,
finish.
right.
He was tied 25th, I think. So now he's at the BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth, which is pretty. I think lots of those guys are playing there again as well. Actually, Mac Boucher's there.
Oh, really?
He was one of the
Dalton?
AMs in the Pro Am today.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how far he's coming a year. Holy shit! With the big boys.
Kind of on the DP, I seen this 2 weeks ago, and then I looked for it for like the past week. But did you guys see there was a 14-year-old girl that was playing in an event 2 weeks ago, and like made the cut? Okay, then I'm not sure that it was real, or I just had like a fever dream and saw this, or what the hell happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I never saw that.
What the hell's a fever dream?
I don't think it. I think it was on the LPGA drums.
On the LPGA? I thought she was playing with the
I think
guy.
so. No, I'm pretty sure it was on the LPGA.
Okay. Because I was digging to try to find it.
Did you see that Charlie Hall fired back at the?
So good. That's gonna happen too. That match is gonna happen.
You think
she's gonna murder that guy?
It's happening. He said
it shouldn't happen.
From the tees ahead.
Do you think that he does it though?
Why wouldn't he?
Well, I don't know if I would.
I would.
Fuck no. He's gonna get murdered.
It's hilarious. Yeah, of course he is. Everybody knows that. Do it for the show.
He doesn't.
We do need more of that though. Like the nice thing, like we were just talking about Mac Boucher, and how far he came so fast. But then also like DOD King, like CVA Golf, what the hell's Carter? He does something called War on Weasel. So anybody who like chirps him in the comments, like he'll actually go out of his way to challenge them to a match. And that's what he's doing now. Like that's so sick. I love that because people are pretty lippy on the internet for sure until it actually comes time to pay the fucking piper.
Yeah, did you ever see Deontay Wilder, like the boxer? Some guy was shit talking to him, so he told him to come down to his gym, and this guy actually showed up. Give him credit a bit for that. And Deontay, like, they barely got the gloves on him, and Deontay had this guy, like, on the ground, basically just beating the fucking wheels off him.
I need more of that for sure. I hope that Charlie Hall, remember we watched her, Reggie? I think that was the Open at Pebble.
Oh, but she's the twitchy one, right?
Yeah, she's very twitchy.
Yeah.
She looks at the ball about 50 times before she hits it.
She's good.
She's really good. Very talented.
Mm-hmm.
I think she won or she was runner-up that week, right?
That week, yeah, that's when the other girl won.
Yeah.
Random. I don't remember her name. We talked about it on here.
Yeah. We did. What else?
Boys,
What?
I've never been more frustrated in golf, man. I think my driver's so good again on the weekend and everything from 170 down. but I just can't hit that in between shot. Like I just can't. I can't hit it. It's unbelievable, man. Like I'll hit on a par 5. I had to lay up on. No, actually, I was 210 out on number 4 at Clear Lake. Tried to hit a hybrid just to make sure I got there. Hit like whatever into the creek. Actually knocked it out of the creek to like 3 feet. Missed the putt. And then number 5, I had like 190 and I topped it. Like I like not topped it, but I thinned it so bad and it ran over the green. But like I can't get a shot from 180 yards airborne. It is unbelievable. And I think it's like 97% because of my foot, and there's nothing that I can do about it. And it's so frustrating.
I think it's 97% in your head.
No, I can't because I haven't been able to do it all summer.
Front foot or back foot?
Front. If I tee the ball up, I can. But if I can't tee the ball up, then I can't do it.
Yikes. It might be that. So if that's the case, then just adjust, man. Like you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
I don't know what to do though.
Any advice from the chat, Ches, TJ?
Thing is, I can't go to the range to work out because I just hurt my foot even more if I'm at the range. So it's like
it was probably 3 pods ago where I was talking about like my putting being awful, like just never been able to read a green correctly. And you were saying make sure that your feet are square. Never noticed how far back one of my back foot is. So I was completely wide open. So for 2 weeks I've been fucking around with that, and it's so uncomfortable to me.
Really? Eh?
Yeah,
But
I just can't. Better? No, because I can't get used to it. I feel so uncomfortable, like being lined up, that I can't put any kind of a stroke on it because like that's all I'm fucking worried about. So it's a work in progress.
So what are you gonna do for the chair?
Just get drunk and drain putts.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But I did notice today how badly I shift my hand position right before taking off. Like I'll go from like
putting?
Standard grip. No, sorry. Now I'm back to like a driver. Driver for sure is where I noticed it. But I'll open my hand up like this basically. So no wonder I'm all over the place. It's my snap hooks and everything.
Well, should have listened to Brett Bouchard back in the day.
Let me see your hands.
Let me see that grip. Just a creep. Hopefully he doesn't watch the
show. Shots fired.
Man, Dolphin greens are actually in really good shape on Sunday.
Dolphin has been the last couple of years. Every time I play there, I'm pleasantly surprised with it.
Mm-hmm.
The King's tourney was there this year, right? Yeah.
I think so. All those King's tournaments kind of blend into one.
I know. It's true. Anything else to talk about, boys, before we get into tonight's main event?
I got a few for the new segment of Around the Greens. You want me to fire through some
hell yeah. Do you want to tell us what
headlines around the golf world?
We need like some music or something for you to start it off the segment. You know how Jay and Dan used to have what was that called? The World Sports Report.
Yeah.
It was all like old clips of like pool and bowling and stuff like that. We need like a little rolling thing for you. But anyways, tell the people what it's about.
Okay, so I got a few, and this is just kind of headlines. We can either dive into them or not. Just kind of headlines that probably wouldn't come up in our typical conversations here. Just some minor details, but around the golf world. So I'm probably going to mess this name up, but Shanette Wanashan. She's a 19-year-old LPGA rookie, and she recently Monday qualified for the Portland Classic and went on to win the event by 4 strokes. Second time only in history that an LPGA event has been won by a Monday qualifier.
That was this weekend?
Last weekend.
19-year-old. Jeez, that's good.
Gary Woodland. Have you guys heard about this? This one came up on my feed, and I hadn't heard of this one, but he's undergoing brain surgery. Actually, I think it's on Friday to remove a lesion on his brain.
Oh, God.
Says he's quite confident in how well the surgery will go, but hopes everybody sends him wishes and prayers, so we will do that. Hat tip. Did you know that
God, man.
he attended university on a basketball scholarship
Yeah, I did
before
know that.
switching to golf? Yeah, I didn't know that one.
He seems like one of those all-American athletes.
Just a
Yeah,
good
he
old
did
country
do
boy.
alright.
In baseball too.
Yeah,
Could probably hit dingers in baseball, yeah.
yeah. And then did you guys see Tiger on the range?
Yep.
Mhm.
How good were his quote?
So
What kind
good,
of
actually.
What kind of advice do you have for amateurs? Don't watch fucking YouTube and go hit balls.
Why is Tiger dropping so many F-bombs lately? He never did
Just because he's a
before.
beauty.
Just doesn't care anymore.
I think
I
I
love
think it's also part like the world is just more accepting of that shit. Like in the year 2000 when he came out, I'm thinking he was trying to not ruffle as many feathers,
Yeah,
like
true.
just with the world of golf.
No, I think
And
he
then the last,
ruffled a lot.
no, true.
No, I mean after,
Uh,
I'm saying.
Last one I got here is Steph Curry and NBC are working on a show where uh, he's going to try and recreate famous historical golf shots.
Who is?
Steph Curry. It's a weird,
Really?
yeah, but I think that's a cool show. Like they're like some of the examples was Phil from the trees, Tiger from the bunker at the Canadian Open and stuff like that. Yeah,
That's actually pretty cool.
That's a cool idea. They said that it's probably going to be four episodes for now, and see how it goes. But
Well,
that
I
one
mean,
was interesting.
yeah, outside of like 10 shots, most people won't, unless you're like a hardcore golf fan. I don't think like there's,
Yeah, it's not worth.
Like, what would you
never
guys think
worth
is
to
the
me.
best golf shot ever? What George gone? He's gone.
I don't know, man. Like it's hard to say. That Phil out of the trees at the
On
Masters.
13?
Yeah, that's an insane shot. But like, it's not a typical golf shot. Like, that's just a Phil shot. Nobody else in the world's making that shot, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, like Tiger's chip in.
Like, I honestly think that Bubba's shot was probably the best golf shot ever.
the hook out of the trees.
I think it has to be the best golf shot ever.
That's something that maybe, well, I would agree with that because not many people who have golfed in their life could do that.
Right.
Like physically could do that. There's,
Yeah, no.
like even Tiger of the bunker, like very good under pressure and stuff, but like there's probably a thousand guys that could do that. The shot, under
There's
pressure, different, but like the
right
shot itself,
to
or
even
more
know
than
what to do.
yeah. But like Bubba, like how many people on earth could pull that off?
And you want to talk about clutch, man. Wasn't that in the playoff hole?
That was at the Masters, right?
Yeah,
In the playoff hole. I don't know. Yeah. Roscoe's got a
Yeah,
really good point.
exactly what Ross.
Yeah. Oh, DJ drained that eagle. Was that out right after Rom made it? That putt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nuts. Those were both like
That was for the
60-foot
FedEx.
putts. Yeah.
That was for like $10 million. Was it not? No, it wasn't.
I think it was to get into or something like that. It was a big
Wasn't
tournament.
it the President's Cup
No.
or Ryder Cup?
It was a stroke play event. Roscoe said
something
a lot
big,
of those. What's that?
It was something big, like
It was
a
a
big
playoff
tournament.
event. It just wasn't
Yeah.
the finals.
Roscoe said a lot of those shots are situational, though, and that's what makes them great. Yeah. Agreed.
Right, like is Steph going to be standing in that bunker with 20,000 people or 10,000 people
Right.
around?
That's
Like
what I
that's
mean.
completely different, right?
And kind of getting dark too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Remember that shot that Tiger hit when it was pitch dark, like to a
Yeah,
foot?
they had
That was at
PGA.
is it Firestone? Is that what it's called? In Atlanta?
Yeah.
It was whatever tournament's in it. I think it might have been like the tour championship, like whatever it used to be called. It was definitely in
before.
Atlanta at Firestone. WGC tournament maybe at Firestone.
So that'd be cool. Like, I don't know if it's actually like TV show material. It'll probably be like a
Yeah, I was thinking
next summer TV show. You know, when they have like dumb shit on TV during the summer. But like a YouTube series would
World
have been
Golf Championship.
a YouTube
at
series would have been
Firestone.
fine for that.
Yeah, YouTube or like Golf TV.
Yeah.
Do they still have Golf TV?
Yeah.
Golf
Just like a
TV?
website.
This thing, I put Tiger shot in the dark. I never even thought like about, but it's all about hitting shot. Like it has nothing to do with Tigers being shot in the dark. Like it's all about that shot. It says one question says, "What sleeping pill did Tiger Woods take?" Like that's relevant to my question. That was a crazy shot though, and all the flashes and everything. All of a sudden, the ball's just like right beside the hole.
Well, Golf TV's gone, according to Chaz. I thought I hadn't seen it for a while.
You know.
Must have had low subs on there. Man, golf in the dark is so hard. Like putting is so hard to tell the distance and the slope and shit like that. So hard.
Incredibly hard.
Good segment, Drums. You got anything else?
That's it for today.
I like that. When do you guys want to put that? Start of the show, mid show, end of it?
I think mid show.
Or at the start, and that can kind of kick off some conversations for the show. We'll see.
That could be an housekeeping.
Anyways, we're at 36 minutes. We're going to try to keep this to just over an hour tonight. Got some blue chair prep to happen. So let's get into this. I came up with some questions for you guys. Reggie did the same a couple months ago for Drums and I. So I thought I would do this.
What's on Peacock now? The Steph show?
No, like Golf TV.
Oh, never mind.
You think I'm a fucking robot?
What?
Pause you right away.
He was clicking. He clicked like this twice, but his battery must be dead.
Well, he turned me off there for a while. I love how I just love how my camera just goes down and nobody cares. No, it's not even like funny or nobody panics anymore, and I just slide right back in the conversation.
Nobody just listening to this would have known until you said that.
True.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, welcome Rumble. Haven't checked over there, but I'm sure Rumble's doing well. Okay, let's get this going. I got 10 questions here. I don't know if I'm going to do them all, but we'll see how she go. And I don't have any answers for myself, so I might chime in a little bit, but it's mostly for you guys. So tonight, instead of doing one of the listeners or Instagram pet peeves, we're going to do it this way. So the Fix Your Divot segment is brought to you by Prairie Scratch Tour, the premier tour for amateur golf in Manitoba. They're a supporter of ours. We're a supporter of theirs. Lots of good stuff they're doing and building there, and we're happy to be associated with them. So tonight's Fix Your Divots is going to be from you guys. What is your biggest pet peeves on the course? The biggest one, not just a random one. Like what drives you nuts on the golf course? Whoever wants to go first, whoever's ready for an answer, give her hell.
It's tough coming up with one that we haven't covered.
It doesn't matter. Even if we've covered it before, what's your biggest pet peeve? Pet peeve.
Do you have yours, Reggie?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Mine's poor sportsmanship from someone who knows better, who isn't doing it by accident. I
agree.
There's actually nothing. I've been actually pretty close lately to just walking off the course. Honestly, I've been close to just leaving the course. Like, if you want to keep fucking around doing that stuff, like I don't want to golf with you in the first place, and now you're doing this shit, and it's like, and I could think of, I don't know how many people, and people say, like you say, oh, this guy's doing that. Yeah, that's because he's competitive. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with them being competitive. Like that's a form of cheating, in my opinion. That is cheating. That's bullshit. It's like one of the most honest games ever. And the guy, you're just about to putt, and they start shaking their pocket, or they just so happen to press the gas in your backswing. more than once in a round. Like, what are you out there for if that's what you're doing? That's not golf. Like that's just it's like childish, and it's like they're trying to get an advantage by doing that, but it's like taints the whole game of golf by doing that.
It's
In my
so
opinion,
weird.
I just like
With you.
It's so weird. I don't understand like the thought process behind it. Like I get trying to get in people's kitchen, but like
do it different
don't
ways.
get it. Yeah, I don't get it in golf really.
Like I would literally sit there, man, and like I would hold my breath till I passed out if I was like gonna make a noise when somebody was hitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
And like the odd time, I'm not talking like if you're golfing with your buddies and there's loud music playing and you accidentally like you don't realize the guy's hitting so fast and you like start driving or like drop. But like there's guys that like they wait and then they like slam their club down or the undoing the glove when you're just about to hit. What are you doing that for? For no other purpose other than trying to get in the guy's head and trying to throw them off. And it just happens so often. It's like that doesn't make the person competitive. That's like it's pathetic, actually. Anyway, sorry. That's just like that drives me nuts.
I'm 100% with you. I will say there are I don't know like the way to put there are some people that are just oblivious.
Yeah, but that's what I said.
To what happens
guys
around
who know better.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like my partner's one of them. Like every now and then Farnsey will just like take off right before a guy hits, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Holy fuck, I didn't even realize." Like he's
that's
just
what I mean.
we were talking.
It happens.
Like we were talking and shit, and he's like, "All right, we're going," and then we'll look over and the guy's just swinging. I'm like, "Fuck," and Farnsey's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
Bullshit.
But yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. I like I said, I really don't understand it. I'm with you. I think that is a form of cheating, I guess, without being cheating.
It's cheating.
Your head game should be strictly in the game. Like I get you can talk and chat during the game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how, like, do we have to like call people out by names? How do we get this shit to stop? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's all ages, man. It's all ages.
It's different too. Like for me, from my experience with this stuff, it's like the only time where somebody would bother me with what they do or say is like within 10 seconds of me hitting my shot. That's it. You can say whatever you want to me outside of that. I'll get over it. But if I'm like in the space where I'm just about to hit the ball and you're putting that stuff in my head, like on purpose, intentionally, I won't golf with you again for a while. I just won't. And that's the nice thing about it is like the bet, even if you win the match, you're losing because you're not going to get asked to golf next time. You're not going to get invited to play in this tournament. Like, what are you out there for, really? Like, is that your everything is to win this match? Because if it is, you're thinking very short term.
Yeah.
I
can't handle it.
Sevi was like that in terms of like chirping guys, Ches, like maliciously. Even in the Ryder Cup, even on a stage like that, I still think it's wrong.
It's wrong everywhere, man. Like it is like
Drums, what do you got?
About, yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, we got 10 more questions to get here.
Yeah, nothing really that we haven't touched on. Just kind of reiterate that for me, my biggest pet peeve is always marshals that don't marshal. They're out there just cruising around. And then you get a group that's backed up 3 or 4 holes, and the marshal just cruises by instead of actually marshaling. Figured out marshals. I think, yeah, I'm with you there. That is a tough one. I think my biggest pet peeve, and it's kind of like an umbrella, an umbi, but it's just lack of respect. Lack of respect for the game, lack of respect for the golf course, lack of respect for your opponents, lack of respect for everybody out there, whether that's leaving sunflower seeds on the greens, whether that's jiggling coins in your pocket. The whole game is based around respect for everybody out there. And if you can't do that, then you shouldn't be on the golf course, in my opinion. Okay. This is going to be a good one, I think. Who is your spirit animal on the PGA / live? We have to put live in the conversation here as a
legitimate league because it is. Reggie.
I mean, mine's pretty auto. Yeah, just played the exact same way. Both can hit it.
Well, say who?
Speed. we both can hit an iron shot.
Oh,
A dead.
Pete. I thought you were going to say
I
Rory.
think you're going to Rory.
No, I'm not like Rory. I wish I was. I'm actually kind of, I don't know. Me and Speed both can't hit an iron shot from the middle of the fairway, but if we're under a tree or behind trees or anywhere
Look
dead, can
Feel
get up
that.
and down from anywhere, but I can't get up and down from 170 in the middle. And short game. Short game's really, I mean, it's kind of all I've had for the last few years. And it's still like I don't know. That's how I stay around par pretty much every round. It's just short game. And that's how he is. And then if the putter gets going and he starts hitting fairways, then it's and he gets hot. But
Yeah, I could see that.
wedges too.
I'll go Joel Damon.
Nice.
Why?
Kind of just goofy mid-level, not too serious, not too nonchalant, but not too serious at the same time. Just kind of even keel on everything. I'm probably a little more of a snap show than him, but more just there for a good time type of guy.
Nice.
Yeah, I could see that.
Good answer.
By the way, tonight's show is brought to you by Coors Seltzers, the best seltzers on earth. These things
Version
are
brought to you by
so good.
Obsolete.
Yeah. Co-sponsorship with Obsolete and Coors. Okay. So we got Jordan and Joel. I don't know. I was trying to think of who mine would be. The first thing that came into my head was Terrell Hatton. Just because we both have slight Tourette's on the course. But I also think that like who I inspire to be on the golf course, obviously Tiger, but I would never even think of comparing myself to Tiger, but that's who I would model myself after and look up to. But DJ is somebody who I really liked his swing. I kind of switched to a fade because of DJ. And,
Not a bad wife.
Got a pretty good looking wife. And the last thing is he seems like he's pretty stoic out there. And I think that I'm the same. I'm kind of a snap show, like Tourette's wise, when bad things happen, but when good things happen, like I'm just kind of like, not over. I never get too excited on the golf course. So I don't think
you
anyway.
nuts?
Do I?
I can hear you from 18 holes away.
No, but you know what I mean.
Routinely. No, yeah, I do know what you mean. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that would kind of be my combination is like, and it's funny because they're kind of like Jekyll and Hyde almost, and that's how I am sometimes on the golf course too. But probably more Terrell Hatton than DJ. I just love DJ's swing and his game. Okay.
I always said Tommy Fleetwood, but
Tommy? No,
Twinsy.
maybe.
Looks. Stump double.
Stump double. Okay.
I think he's quite short though, isn't he? Isn't he like 5
Yeah,
feet?
I
yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's really short. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. If you owned your own golf course, Reggie Links. This computer's gonna die right away.
Right on.
I'll ask the question, then I'll go grab my charger. If you inherited a golf course or you got rich enough to buy a golf course, what's the first thing that you're implementing on there?
I have my own course.
Yeah. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Mine's gonna be kind of cheesy, but
Are we waiting for him?
it doesn't matter. Do you want to?
Doesn't matter to the other. Yeah, give yours.
No, you go ahead. Mine's kind of shitty.
Mine's kind of shitty too. Fuck. First thing to implement. This is granted the course is a driving range. You book a tee time, but it's not actually your tee time. That's your check-in time, because we're going to control where you go out and shit. We're making sure you're on time for a check-in, and then
That's interesting.
we're going to put you 10, 15 minutes later. Also, it's 8 balls, driving range, auto, go warm up balls,
Just
and then your
8?
tee time. Yeah.
Nice.
Good rules, Drums.
I like that a lot. Yeah. Mine was gonna be really basic. It just all carts have club and ball washers on them.
Also very important.
I just think it's I don't know how you play a course for $220 and you get to the cart and there's no club washer. It's like what? How? And it's every course now. And maybe I take
And there's like no ball washers on the course.
Yeah, like what are you supposed to do?
It's weird.
I don't know, yeah. It's a really small rule, but Roscoe's got a good point too. I would say no singles and no twosomes on busy days.
On busy days, yeah, I agree with that. Ches says kids play free. Maybe this will be a nice.
I like it, but I don't like it.
Gilbert had.
Kids?
Oh, sorry, go ahead, George.
I was just going to say this might be a good one to throw out on Instagram tomorrow for everybody to chime in. I think we get some really interesting answers from it.
Yeah, Gilbert had so there was chipping, putting, long game, and there was a etiquette group, and we did 6 weeks of lessons, and he rotated through chipping, putting, actually mid-range, and then the driving range, and then the etiquette. So you had to, if you were a junior, you had to actually go through all the lessons, and you had to be there 5 or 6 weeks, and then you got a free membership. It was done at the start of the year.
That's pretty cool.
Love that.
Yeah, so there was etiquette and everything like that. Mike P put it on. He paid for all the memberships. It was like unreal touch.
That is sick.
Yeah, so the kids had to go through it. It wasn't just any kid could show up and then those kids are wrecking the course and they're doing this. Like they went through the etiquette 6 weeks and they had to learn the game.
Yeah, then you make sure you're not just a daycare at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah. I mean, one thing you could do there is instead of giving membership, you just say like, "Here's 10 free rounds," because most kids wouldn't go outside of that either, and then people aren't abusing it either.
Yeah, true.
I honestly don't know what mine would be. Grady said that he would put speakers on every course, but
on the course or on a cart?
On the course, like all around the course.
Oh, that'd be pretty sick, actually.
It'd be kind of cool. The reason I like that is because then you wouldn't have 10 different stereos going on, like, you know, per hole and on different holes. Like it actually makes my brain like short circuit when there's 2 different songs playing. Like I find it really hard to hit the ball when that's happening, honestly. So this, you just have like a nice kind of like rock, it's a little bit of hip hop. I mean, the issue is that people didn't like it. I mean, but then you don't like it, fuck off. I mean, that's a pretty good rule in life, period. Don't go to.
Yeah, but what if there's like,
no
generic speakers on every hole, and then on the tee box on every hole, you just click it on if you want and click it off if you don't.
Yeah. You're doing too much.
No, but if you're gonna put the speakers up, you're gonna have electrical out there anyway. So
I think that like just based on this day and age, I think the 2 things would be really cool to implement at a golf course. The first one, do you remember at Dauphin Lake when they used to announce like the tee times and stuff, like who's next on the tee? Like I like that. And I think that like if you had somebody who was like kind of entertaining as like your pro shop guy, you could like say different things as long as you're not offensive or like define offensive, I guess. But as long as you're
good
not
luck nowadays.
Yeah. But I think that would be cool, kind of announce each guy, and that's how the order goes. I think that would just be something that would be people would like that on social media and stuff. They'd be sharing that, and it'd help get your golf course going. And the second one is I think that there should be some sort of cameras or something on every par 3 on the course, just in case, because there's nothing like a hole-in-one celebration. And if you got those on film, every one of them, like your golf course would be viral. Like your course would be not just one video. Like I just don't know if the play is to like hire a videographer to do it or if you set up cameras.
Set up trail cams, yeah.
I do also think that people we've talked about this before, but it was a long time ago. I do also think that if you did it right and you had like a videographer or something there, and people would actually pay for their tee shots or, the video of it. I think so anyways. And that would probably, instead of paying the guy to do that, I think that people would pay him for the footage and stuff. I think.
I wanted to do
and it would verify aces.
Actually, I'm not going to tell this idea on here.
Why?
Because it's still an ongoing idea, and I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, save it for the People's Course.
Save it for the release.
Okay, that was a good one. I think we'll do. I'll put that on there tomorrow and see what kind of answers we get, and we can review them next week for our Ryder Cup preview. Ryder Cup's in 2 weeks. Oh, Reggie, we're gonna be in Winnipeg that weekend.
Well, no, it's next weekend.
Yeah.
No, it's not next weekend.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's 2 weeks from now.
23rd, no?
Yeah. He's right.
I don't know about that, but
we get a Drake album and it's Ryder Cup. Gotta love it.
Okay, this might be a quick one, but who's a realistic guest you would like to have on the podcast one day?
Legitimate guest?
Yeah, like somebody who we could actually reach out to and they might actually come on. But also kind of like shooting for the stars at the same time. Like, somewhere in between Tiger Woods and Dell. Yeah, EO might be good. I like that one. I bet he would.
Yeah,
I would say Corey Connors.
Yeah?
Honestly. I think he's kind of the guy in Canadian golf right now.
I'd like to hear about
he was like the number one amateur in Canada for like years. And yeah, I would just like to hear how everything went through those years, and now it's like kind of coming to fruition, and how frustrating it must be for him to be like, he's easy top 5 in the PGA for ball striking, and he just can't
absolutely
putt, so he just can't be that elite level, which I'm not saying he's not the elite level, because he is, but you know what I mean? Like, I think he'd be like crazy good if he could putt. I think he'd be an interesting interview.
Jeremy?
Yeah, outside Corey or Mac Hughes, I might go a little different than just a strict golfer and go Jerry D. He's funny, loves golf, loves sports, so it'd be like an easy conversation to cover a lot of different topics. And yeah, he's funny as well. So
I think he's got the same manager as Cockrell.
Yeah.
Really?
I actually messaged with that guy a couple times before.
Dykeman?
Jeff Dykeman, yeah.
Speaking of that would be...
Actually, he'd be fun to get on.
He'd be great to get on, I think.
He's with all those guys.
Yeah, true.
He's got Jay on right too, doesn't he? And Hedge?
Yeah, he just might not want to put up with our bullshit, that's all.
Yeah, we might have to delete some early appies. Ches says Eric Anders Lang and the Dogfather. Who's Dogfather?
I don't know who that was. I was trying to figure it out, but
Dog the Bounty Hunter, I think.
Kelly Taylor is fucking funny, man. He's one of the... We saw him live, I think, at the Wheat Kings dinner one time, and he was very good. He was a comedian. Yeah, well, he said comedian, but he's very funny. Not Snoop, so not the Dogfather Snoop. But I was thinking Jerry D. He was on Trailer Park Boys, right?
Yeah.
How funny would it be to have... No?
He wasn't on Trailer Park Boys.
No,
Yeah.
You're thinking Jonathan Torrance.
Yeah.
No, he was in jail with Ricky. He was playing road hockey against him.
Oh, maybe it was like a minor part that I completely missed. Maybe.
I'd say 99% sure he was on Trailer Park Boys. Like, he was one of the jail guards.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. That'd
the
be
other
like the
team
timeline of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very brief because we're in season 11 again, rewatching it, and I don't remember him being on there this time around. We were talking about that last night, but it'd be funny to have Ricky on. Could you imagine having Ricky on here? I don't know how well he would fit into the podcast, though, but I think it'd be...
No.
One person who I think would actually be doable is Mac Boucher. I think that, well, Reggie, you've talked to him before. On a couple of
I think he
occasions.
said he would come on before. It just never lined up.
And I mean, he has ties to around here.
This winter,
Dauphin,
maybe when things slow down. Yeah, his dad teaches in Dauphin actually. With
I
East.
just think it'd be really cool to chat with him just to see how different his life is now. I mean, that'd be one chat, but also just like,
So I got a lot of questions. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
got a lot of questions as well.
Thing
So
is, like, I reached out to him before he got like
Famous.
yeah,
Like I reached out to when he had like 15,000 followers. Now he's got like 500,000.
Yeah. Like I want to know what kind of money are we talking here with that viewership?
yeah. I actually do think it's very interesting how the game is evolving into like, oh, I gotta sneeze.
Well,
Did
social
you guys
media
see
is
that?
going to be a big part of it for
Did I mute that in time?
from now on. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
it.
you
Oh,
did.
wow. Look at me. Yes, I mean it's just crazy how like the new popular people in golf aren't actually like the PGA players anymore. It's like the Mac Bouchers
And Paige.
uh, and Page. Yeah, like and TaylorMade's picking up on them, and like I'm sure they'll be in like video games soon, and like they're going to tournaments
Well,
and stuff. Like this is who people want to see now. It's weird.
all those
Yeah, but
YouTube guys, Bob Does Sports, like they're all sponsored by different brands. All the podcasts are sponsored by different brands. Like
It's really
but
cool.
it's also
definitely.
like the PGA players don't have time for that bullshit.
True.
You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like they don't
Like
have time
going
to
and
be
doing what they're
influencers.
done?
Yeah, they don't have time to be influencers.
Sure, no, 100%.
Like they really don't. But I love where things are at with that. Like Bob Does
But
Sports.
but the
is the
influencers are
best.
going to end up making a lot more money than 90% of the tour.
Let's hope not, because that'd be a pretty messed up world, I think, if that were the case. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty.
Like Bob Does Sports. That guy is absolutely insane.
He
He's
is.
the
All
funniest
of them
guy
are.
on earth, I think.
Roscoe said he's going to reach out to Mac for his grand opening. Love that.
Roscoe was sharing
Any-
the shuttle bus today. She looks
Yeah.
sharp.
Yeah, that's sick. Shout out to that. That looks unreal.
Is it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full wrap. Gotta love that.
What's next for us? Tomas?
Next question here. What do we got? I got 5 more. I'm probably just going to pick 2.
Yeah.
If you could change one rule in golf, what would it be?
Ooh.
Shit.
That's the longest silence in Kingdom history.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to even like scramble for a shitty one.
Well, I'll get the ball rolling here because I tossed this out there the other day on Instagram and got I think we were like 96% to 4%, 96% to 4%. And the question
Okay,
was,
that's what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to say that because you just had it on the poll.
yeah, and it's not something that happens often, so I don't think that would be my rule that I decide to change because that's like a rare thing. But it does have to change.
Yeah,
Because
it does make any sense.
it's insane that that's a rule.
But it's not a set rule.
No,
A lot of tournaments and a lot of men's nights do say that hole-in-ones do count for the CP.
Oh, okay.
I feel like
Every
it's kind of
tournament
getting
I've ever
adapted
played
over
in.
the years.
Pardon me?
Oh, I
feel
thought we
like
were
it's
talking
kinda
about
getting changed
Roscoe's.
over the years. No, Roscoe's too. Roscoe's is very important to talk about too, but the
Okay, so wait.
not counting as
In a
as the closest to.
Who says?
It doesn't. It's always been a rule that it doesn't count
Lots of
How can
tournaments.
you
Like
get
if there's
how can you
closest
get
to the pin
closer to
for roses,
touching?
because it's
Because
not
it's-
closest to its end.
yeah.
Like
It's
it's
in
literally
the cup.
balls up against the pin. Like it's closest
It's-
to the pin.
It's touching the pin.
Yeah, I know.
It's touching it.
Find him. Find the guy that made that.
I think it's called. It used to be called closest to the hole. It still might be.
That's fucking dumb.
So that needs to change, but I don't think that's my one rule I'm going with. TJ says breakfast ball for all. I agree with that, especially if there's no range there, if you don't have time to hit the range. But
Okay, breakfast ball. Like, how long can you hold on to that breakfast ball though?
well, first
Like,
hole only.
First hole? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine with first hole then, yeah.
And everybody has to be in agreement. You can't just walk on a balance and say you're taking a breakfast ball. Like maybe with your buddies, but like if you're actually doing like say a skins, not a skins, but like a match within that foursome.
Yeah, you
Not
can't show up
qualified.
on 17 and say, "Oh, I got my breakfast ball still."
Yeah, first hole only. So
Here's what I think. Oh,
okay,
sorry.
go ahead, Reggie. You go.
I think that. Okay, so if you hit your ball in the bush, I just came up with this as we're sitting here because I always think that so much time gets spent looking for golf balls, and the other guys in the group looking for the golf ball that you hit in there. I think that you should have until you should have to hit a provisional, but then you should have until the other three guys in the group have hit. They don't have to help you look for the ball, but you should have until all three of them hit to find your ball. And if you find it anywhere in the bush, it's one stroke to take it out. But if you don't find it, you can't look for it anymore, and that's it. You play your provisional and move on. And then nobody has to trudge around the bush looking for your ball for you. They go hit their balls as usual, and you're looking for it on your own. If you find it, you could take a free drop out of the bush.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much effort do you put in looking for the other guy's ball?
Probably too much, honestly.
Yeah,
Me
you're
too,
Hawkeye.
man. I find
always
everybody's
find
balls
yeah.
except mine every time. Every time.
But then I like cut my
I'm
leg
paying
in the
attention
bush, and
enough.
I'm like getting
Yeah.
shit on my hat, and I'm like,
Yeah, you come out with burrs,
mhm.
and then
I
the guy's
feel
just standing in the fairway. That
Yeah.
is a pet peeve of mine.
Oh my god!
If you go fucking trugging through the bush looking for Buddy's golf ball, and he's just standing there, motherfucker, get in here or
What am I
take
doing
a
in
few
here?
strokes. Yeah, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean though, and it happens so much too.
That's just respect too, though, right? It's kind of
Yeah,
the
it is.
same
It goes
blanket.
back to that. Yeah. Anyways, I just came up with that rule. I thought it would just be to speed things up. It's probably a dumb rule, but
Ross goes out. See you tomorrow night. Ross, go Scotch.
Night cap.
We'll have some Scotch too. Kenny's in the house tonight. Welcome, Ken. He's heading out to Ontario for his annual golf trip with Bradley out there. I think he's leaving right away. So
Golf
safe
stuff.
travels to Kenny.
usually looks like a
Sounds
sick trip.
Yeah, I think he's got 4 courses lined up, and they sounded looked pretty good. Chess says
Barrett's at the
ball.
Jays game right now. Another regular viewer.
Oh, really?
Shitty series to go to, it seems, but he's there.
Yeah, I think that's a good rule, Reggie. I just don't know if that'd be the first thing I change. But there are lots of different. There's some weird stuff with like the penalty strokes and like where you can drop it and club lengths and stuff. Like they need to simplify that. I feel like, especially for like non-PGA stuff. Like, just fucking drop it out of the bush. Like who really cares? You're gonna spend that much time going backwards, no close or right in line with a flag. Like, I don't know. It's too much. It's
Every single time I've ever had somebody ask that, I say, just take it out for one. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I have a one, unless I'm giving them like a stroke and they're like even with me.
True. Drummy, what's yours?
I'll go with Roscoe's divots in the fairway. It's insane. That's a real thing.
It goes back to it dates back to like the original golf days where if the guy's ball was in front of yours on the green, like you literally couldn't touch your ball at that time. Like you could never you know what I mean?
Pick it up, that type of thing.
You could never touch your ball, so that's where it all comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And like they've changed that, like how you'd have to if you're stymied, you'd have to like chip over the guy's ball on the green. Like that, I guarantee that's where the divot thing came from. Like you literally couldn't change where your lie is. Like play the lie everywhere.
There's honestly no part of it that makes any form of sense.
Man, nothing.
No.
I do really love the idea of playing as it lies, though. Outside of the divots, I get that. That's a shitty break, but I do love. I don't know. I love.
Ken's got a good point.
What do you say?
Give it an inch, take a mile on the divot fairway.
Yeah,
thing, though.
That's probably true.
Well,
that's probably why they stopped doing it. I think the thing that I would change is and this is something that it's fresh in my mind, but like there should be a standard for countbacks. Like there
Yes.
shouldn't be 10 different ways to do it, because then it becomes subjective.
And then, yeah. And then there's times when there's somebody who is going to benefit from it that you might, like, if say you're doing the scoring and say one of your buddies is the way that you want to do it, and you were going to do it right from the get-go, but then it's like your buddy's tied with your not buddy, and then that's what you're going to do anyways, and then it's like, oh, you only did it that way because that's the way, because your buddy would win that way. No, because that's the way I've done it every time ever.
Standardized.
What do you think of a par 3 as a playoff hole?
Hate it.
The only reason I thought about it was there's some chatter around playoffs not utilizing strokes. If you had a stroke on the first hole and the first hole is the playoff hole, what do you do there? If you went to a par 3 where nobody had any form of strokes, is that a little more even that way?
Probably.
I don't know. It's tough to say. I do like that because I like the hole closest to the pin. I like that kind of stuff. You know, you have to hit one good shot, make a putt, but there's more that can go wrong in a par 4 or 5. So that's kind of, it gives you a chance to get back in the hole. Like if you hit one good shot, the other guy doesn't, the hole's done. But with a par 4 or 5, like you can still get back in the hole even if you have some trouble off the tee.
But do you grant the strokes back?
Yeah, I think that's what we talked about today in the group chat.
Yeah.
I think you have to play the next hole that you're in line to play, and you play the same strokes as regulation.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think that there should be like a standard, like not from the CPGA, USGA, RNA, just from like normal golfers, you know, like a handbook. Yeah. Just like a handbook for people to use and refer to, that's like common English. Yeah, I know. I've thought about it, but who am I to be the guy to decide that? That's the thing. Like, I feel like there would have to be like 20 people or 10 people or more, or like voting or something like that. Like, it can't come from one person.
I think that it should be who had the lead the longest.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah.
Countbacks. For countbacks. Regardless what hole you started on.
And that's one way to do it, but like not everybody does that. That's the issue. It's not whether it's right or wrong. I think that there just needs to be one way to do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, rules of golf for dummies.
I think that's a whole video series.
No, but you could put it in like a 3-page document, man, or a 3-page something, and I don't know. I think so. Or if you have the right people doing it.
Or like in 20 video YouTube hit.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll talk about that.
So one last thing before we go. 2 things, because we got to wrap things up. We got probably whatever. I just want to say a couple things here. First one is came up with this idea. I'm hoping that people, especially people who watch the podcast, I want them to be involved as much as possible. But I want to do something like that because we're talking about a handbook. I think that it'd be really cool to do like a book or a guide or a digital copy of it. Same idea, but I think that it'd be cool to have like a physical version of it. But I would like to have a book or something where it's like every course in Manitoba that wants to be involved, or it's going to be called local knowledge. That's like the idea for the segment, local knowledge. And I want people from their courses to like tell us different things about the course, like tips, things like that. But at the same time, whoever sends in a tip or a suggestion or whatever it is, like, you know what I mean, they get to be part of like they get part of the proceeds from it, because I think that instead of just giving it out to people, I want to put some sponsors in there, which they'll get a portion of the sponsorship money, and whoever decides to buy it, like we might sell for like $8 or something like that. But I do think that would be really cool to have like the course and pictures, maybe a quick history of it, and then just have like some local tips from people within our community or our like King Golf community and Kingdom community. And instead of like giving it out for free and just solely relying on sponsors, I think you do a hybrid where you sell it, you get some sponsors, and you give the proceeds back to the people who contributed to it. So, what?
You got to quit giving away your good ideas.
Well, I mean, ideas are just ideas. You have to implement them. I do.
Like, I think that
TJ likes it.
courses in the past have done yardage books with tips on them.
For sure. But this is something you could buy, and any course you go to in Manitoba, you'd have something there. As long as people are willing to contribute. So look for that maybe 2024, 2025. It would take quite a bit of time to compile the stuff. And I think the hard part would be, but at the same time, like it's so easy to communicate with people now.
Add more and more every year too.
True. Yeah. But like think about this 20 years ago, before like social media, before the internet, like people would actually have to get your contact info. They would have to send you a mail, like a letter, write stuff. You'd have to send that to the publisher. Now you could do it like in a day if you have the right software for it. So look for that. And the second part, whether you're listening to this live right now, shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. Thanks for showing up again. It makes the podcast a lot more interesting and fun for us to do. And thanks for the 500 subscribers out there. It's been a while, obviously, but it's still, I mean, I didn't think we'd ever get to 500 subscribers on here. So cheers to that, boys. If you're listening to this now or later, whenever, share it, like it, comment. It all helps. It's free to do, and we really appreciate it. So thank you. Losing my voice. So that's it. You guys got anything else, or should we wrap up?
I'm ready to wrap up.
We can wrap up. We're out of here. That was a quick one. Quick for the past probably 6 months, I guess.
Yeah, this would have been our longest one 6 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. Quick one. Thanks for coming out. We'll report back on the big weekend.
Good luck this weekend, fellas.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Have a time. Oh, sure. We'll see you Sunday in Dello.
Dello. We've been talking about Dello for 2 years on this podcast. Sunday, we're going drums if you want to come. You got a spot.
We'll see.
Think about it.
I'm on thin ice here with 3 days in a row. We'll see.
Yeah. Might as well make it 4 years and shit anyway.
Yeah, fuck it. All right.
We'll get you to say
this evening. Good luck. We're out. Love you, boys. Peace out, guys. Later.
Good luck this weekend.
See you, everybody.